It says going live. We're live. Hey.
Hey.
Welcome everybody to Slow Moon Rising's very first live video. So I am hanging out tonight with my friend April, who just so happens to be a law of attraction trainer. So we're going to talk about law of attraction tonight.
Yay.
Super basic. If you guys jump on and have any questions after we go over what we've already kind of discussed a little bit, then yeah, you can ask her your questions. So very basic. First off, what the heck is law of attraction?
Well, the law of attraction is, first of all, awesome. And it's a universal law that is very, very similar to gravity. It's always working all the time, even though you're not aware of it. And so, like electricity, for example, is running through your walls, and you don't have to see it to know that it's working. It just is working, right? Law of attraction is the same thing, and it's basically you attract what you are, if you can get that. More importantly, you attract what you think about most. So, for example, if you think a lot of negative thoughts, then you kind of attract negativity. So if you've ever heard someone say, I get sick, for example.
Right.
I get sick every winter. I'm always sick. I'm always sick. And by saying that, they actually create a situation where they're always sick. So it's what they're thinking about most is that they're always sick.
I'm going to turn the music down so they can hear. Oh, you have it. Never mind.
We have dogs in the background too, so please ignore that part. I think what's most important about it, and to keep it very simple, is just you are what you think about most. You attract whatever you think about most, whether that's lack of money, stress, any number of things. You can bring that into your life by thinking about it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's the simplest version.
That's super basic. And I know when I first started learning, and it was before we ever met actually, the very first thing they teach you is basically you made everything in your life happen.
Yep.
Period. And I know for me, that was something really hard to wrap my head around and understand, but it took a while.
The great part about that I love most, it's very, that's very hard to accept, but at the same time, there's great news in that because that means I am the only one responsible. Therefore, I can create anything. I'm basically have the ability to do whatever I want. And I think that's powerful on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Right. Things that, really suck. Say you got in a car accident. Well, I didn't create that. Well, yeah, you kind of did. But, I can see how it's hard. But at the same time, now that I know about the law of attraction and how it actually works, which April's going to tell us that in just a second, that, yeah, you actually did cause, it's not like you said, oh, I want to get in a car accident today.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's a really good example. And I have a lot of people in my students who, when given that particular analogy, they will go back and remember and have a complete breakthrough like, okay, wait, I did actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
So a great example for a car accident is if a person is constantly thinking that they need a new car. I need a new car, this car sucks, I need a new car, this car sucks. If you process and churn that around a whole bunch of times, it's very, very likely that you can get into an accident because the law of attraction isn't a person. It's just like gravity. So
it's very literal.
Yeah, it's very literal. So what it does, it says, okay, you're thinking about most how much you hate your car and you want a new one. So the fastest path to get that to happen is to crash the current vehicle. Yes, to crash it, and then the insurance replaces it. So once you learn the law of attraction, it's so important to then be very careful. Yeah. Now that we live this, I'm very careful when I think about things. I always preface the law of attraction with, okay, wait, I want that without anyone coming to harm.
Right.
That's crucial.
And it's always important. I know this is something you emphasize in your classes too, that never say want, because it's always, if you say want or need, or it means you don't have it. So if you don't have it, you're not going to get it by saying you need it or you want it.
Yeah, that's a difficult concept for people to understand. And I think what helps a lot is to understand physics. So if you think about it, the only time that exists is right this second.
Right.
There's no want. And if you want, it keeps this thing that you want out here in the ether hanging somewhere. So in order to bring something into your experience, you have to feel.
Hi, Jade.
Jade,
this is my friend April.
Hi. You have to feel like you have that in the present moment, and when you do that, it happens so fast. You can conjure up all kinds of crazy stuff. I have a million stories that I've shared with Jen, but you can conjure up all kinds of amazing stuff by just feeling what you want. So that's difficult too. How do you do that exactly? Maybe you have a story you can share.
How? There's lots of different ways. So you can do it whatever works best for you. So like maybe you're a person that likes to meditate. You can sit and meditate on, we'll go back to the new car. You want a new car. So you sit and meditate on whatever perfect car you think that you want. So I don't know, give me an example. What's a car? Your dream car. What's your dream car?
That's a good question. I'm going to manifest it now that we talk about it. Probably a black Lexus SUV of some kind.
So I've noticed in my experience, when you start the process, you start seeing a lot more of it. And, cars are probably the easiest thing, because when you go car shopping, you do exactly that. You start seeing what you're looking for all over the place. And then finally you find that perfect deal and it just kind of all falls into place. Well, most people think, oh yeah, I found this deal. No, you created that deal. The situation came about that your finances lined up with exactly what you wanted and what you needed and everything. So
that's an excellent point. That is kind of an advanced step, is realizing that once you start the process, you eventually manifest it because you've already been thinking about it. But a lot of people don't manifest because they simply don't take the first step. And I think that's really good. If you want something and you can't afford it or whatever, to just shop anyway and get into the mindset that you can drive the vehicle. Mike Dooley on The Secret actually says to get into your car and feel, push down on the pedal, drive, and feel that. And when you do that, feeling that brings it about really fast.
For those kinesthetic learners, go out and actually test drive what you want. So those people that are hands-on learners, go test drive it. Pretend it's yours,
Yeah.
They say drive it like you stole it. Go drive it like it's yours.
I find that what is really, really effective, if you can enlist other people in your life. And sometimes if you don't have the ability to do this, it's okay. But for example, my family is very law of attraction and everything, because I've taught this to everybody. So if you can enlist someone, Jen's great. If she's your friend, then you can say, hey, let's talk about something in that I own this thing. And so you can say, if you want to lose weight, this is a big topic for me that comes up with coaching, is people want to lose weight. So what you do is you enlist a friend and then you say, wow, look how skinny I am right now. Look at all this weight loss. And your friend then says, wow, that's amazing. And you talk as if it's happened.
Whether it has or not.
Even
if you gained 10 pounds and
it doesn't matter. Yeah. Reality is only something you've repeated over and over and over and over and over again. So nothing is real except for what you've repeated. So if you keep repeating, I'm skinny, look how skinny I am, look, we're all amazing, and look, then what happens is the law of attraction says, whoa, wait, that's not reality. We got to make that reality, and it makes it reality fast. I have had someone who got very sick wasn't able to digest food,
You
and
do have to be careful
created
sometimes.
skinny through illness. And that's why I say it's crucial to tell the law of attraction, I only want this to happen with my highest good. So nothing bad. It can't come about through something bad. And when you get really good at it, you get scared when you start wishing stuff into being. You have to set up like caveats to say, okay, I don't want this to happen through a car accident. I don't want this to happen through someone died and left me some money in a will, or,
Right.
you know. Yeah, so that's why, you know, law of attraction experts will say, you know, create a vision board. One of the things that I've been teaching this for a long time, since 2013, and one of the fast track ways to get what you want, and Jen is a huge proponent of this, and she can tell you more, but is to get a notebook. I highly recommend that you get something that's really magical. So go to the bookstore and get something that has a really nice cover.
This might be backwards for you guys, sorry, but it says, just a girl building her empire. So my business dreams go in this book. Yeah. I just got it. Like school supplies were on sale. It cost me 88 cents. Yeah, seriously.
Mine's actually has a sparkly pink cover, which I don't have it sitting here, but I wish I did.
Mine was just in the case off to the side.
You can see mine, but I learned this from David Cameron Gandhi, and he said basically write down anything and everything that you want, and write till you can't write anymore. And the way that you do it is you write it in past or present tense. Like, I am loving my brand new black Lexus SUV. It drives amazing, blah, blah, blah. You write it down past or present tense. I'm enjoying, it's great. I don't care what you use, just I'm happy and grateful for my, you know, whatever it is you want. When you do that, it puts the order out into the universe. You can kind of let it go, and the universe can then figure out the how. So you don't have to figure out the how. You just tell the universe what you want, and then you take baby steps to reach that. So you have to go, you know.
You can't just sit in your living room and expect it to drive up to you.
It's a meeting in the middle of the law of attraction. So you have to put the wish out there, but then you also have to go car shopping. You have to sign up for car discounts, you know, sign up for
You need to actually figure out your budget and say, okay, what can I afford? Because you do need to be very, very specific. So you can't, you know, say you wanted a new pair of sunglasses. You would write down the brand of the sunglasses, the color. Are they polarized? What color are the lenses? You know, what your reflection looks like in the mirror wearing them, whatever. So.
Excellent point.
I actually, quick story. This happened this week. I came to convention for my company, and I said before I got here that I was going to leave with a sweatshirt. I have wanted a sweatshirt for the last like 8 years. Okay. So, and I've never gotten one. So I said I was going to leave with a sweatshirt. Well, I went to one of the shops and looked around, found a sweatshirt I liked. It was kind of outside of my budget. Well, I go to check out, and I got the universe discount. So I got the sweatshirt that I wanted for next to nothing, which is like the best thing ever.
Jen's become a manifesting badass. She's not all the way there, but she's getting there. You're to the point where you've crossed over, though. You've hit past the breaking point where you understand what you're doing. Yeah.
I accidentally manifested some socks on clearance for my daughter.
Nice.
So I got, I have a part-time job at a retail store. Okay. So, you know, we a lot of times get to see some of the clearance items that come out. Well, these particular 2 packages of ankle socks had been hidden for who knows how long.
Really?
And they were marked down to $1. Okay. So we got 2 packs of 10 pairs of socks. So she got 20 pairs of socks for $2.
Wow.
And it was actually another associate that found it. And she said, hey, do you want these? I'm like, sure. My kids would love them. She's like, they're only $1. I'm like, even better. So, I mean, you know, it's not always something for free. It's, you know, something within your budget.
No, it's definitely not always for free. It's just a matter
It may not even be something physical either. It could be, you know, spending time with a good friend. Like,
yeah, I manifested this. Not her. I did. I'm responsible for it.
No, I think it was a mutual manifestation because I'm like, you know, it'd be really cool to stay with April.
And here we are.
Yeah.
And we're crafting simultaneously.
Yeah, we're making malas. So if you guys have never seen her malas, I'm going to take you on a journey, okay? These are just a few that she's made. And you've seen probably on my other videos. Aren't they gorgeous? Look at them up close. So pretty. Anyway, on some of my other videos, you'll notice me wearing the malas. And on my other channel, I gave her a shout out on my last video of one that she just made for me not too long ago. So I love them. They're awesome. They're gorgeous. And she does an awesome job.
And they're very powerful and make you feel good. So maybe people don't know what a mala is. Does everyone know what a mala is?
Mala is basically...
it's a Buddhist rosary.
Yeah, it's like a rosary.
Prayer beads. But Buddhists use them to meditate.
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter if you're Buddhist. It doesn't matter if you're Hindi. It doesn't matter what religion or non-religion that you are. You can use them as a form of meditation.
Yeah.
You can also use them for anxiety. Yeah. They're great for anxiety.
I use it a lot for anxiety. So when my husband is talking to me about something stressful, I roll the beads through my fingers. And it helps. You wouldn't think that it would help when I tell you that, but it helps a ton. So for people who are, you know.
Well, yeah, because you're like sitting here and, you know, you're rolling it and just the movement itself is actually burning off the anxiety.
Yeah.
So it helps to soothe.
And they're made from gemstones. So
depending on what gemstone, you get different properties.
Crystals. Yeah.
So, and we've talked some about that. I actually have a video series in the making with my local crystal store that you guys will be really excited about. I asked them about doing a top 10 beginner crystals video.
Cool.
So I'll have an intro video, kind of like I did with my chakra series. There will be an intro and then an individual video on each beginner crystal.
So
since we're on the topic of crystal, what's your favorite?
I think, well, I'm biased because garnet's my birthstone, but I'm psychic, so garnets are actually they facilitate psychic abilities, and I don't know if I believed that at one point. However, I started wearing some garnet around my neck and garnets in my ears, and I feel like when I have them on, I feel like I'm more in tune. And there was one point where I took my earrings out, which I never take them out. I took my earrings out and I felt like I wasn't connected up here. It might have just been in my mind, but it helped me. So garnet's my favorite. I'd have to say labradorite is my second favorite.
I don't have a favorite. I have so much. Yeah. I do wear a Herkimer all the time. Almost all the time.
Everyone has to have a Herkimer diamond.
Yeah.
You should. If you don't have a Herkimer, then ask Jen where to get one.
This one is very in tune to me. It was gifted to me. I'll take it off so you guys can see. It was gifted to me by one of my Rockhound friends. So if you're watching, Chris. Yeah, she got it from some other Rockhound who got it from the actual mine itself.
So Herkimer diamonds are cool because they have a very specific shape they grow, and they come from Herkimer, New York. I've got a whole bunch of them. But
a Herkimer diamond is basically a double terminated quartz. So it's super duper duper hard quartz crystal. Jade, one of my selenite wands, one that I brought with me to cleanse things.
We should have done a Herkimer diamond giveaway for people who got on.
Oh, that would have been awesome. That would have been great if I had actually announced to them that I was going live. So thank you for being here, Jade, for my very first live.
Living room topics with Jen and April.
We're just hanging out. That's a good
living
title.
Room, Law of Attraction.
Yeah. Law of Attraction, living room chat.
There you go.
So, yeah.
So Law of Attraction for beginners is basically, it's so complicated. But what I highly recommend to everyone is the very first step you need to do is see The Secrets.
Yes.
If you
or listen to it
or
on audiobook or something.
Yeah, it's available on YouTube. It's available on their website. Once you watch that, that gives you the basic fundamentals on how it works. It unfortunately doesn't teach you practical methods to put it into place. But once you see that, the sky's the limit. Then it's just a matter of figuring out how to get what you want, which I found the cheater way is just writing stuff down. Write it down. I have a book that has about 700 things that I've written down, and probably 100 or more have come from it.
I think my book that you gave us last year this time was only got like 30 in it.
What? I taught you better than that.
Because I have multiple notebooks.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
So like this one that I showed you guys is manifesting if you don't know, I am beta testing a coaching program, an energetic coaching program that I just designed. Came to me right after a phenomenal Akashic reading. Jade watches Abraham Hicks on YouTube.
Yes.
So,
and
anyway,
yeah.
Came to me after an Akashic reading, and it just like blew up. My brain threw up all over the paper, and it's currently in testing. So eventually, when that gets all settled, I have a retreat in the making as well. So that'll be fun.
You can count on me for going.
We might just have to rotate around the country because there's so many different places that are gorgeous that we need to see.
Go dig up a crystal somewhere.
Yeah, Jade. I can't write in just one. I like to write in all kinds of them. She has lots of notebooks too.
Jade, it sounds like you're a good candidate for Law of Attraction, in-depth Law of Attraction, if you've already done Abraham Hicks. I find Abraham Hicks is very complicated and hard to understand. It's got a lot of theories that are kind of out there, and I'm a Capricorn and I'm left-brained. So I need to have it like, you need to tell me exactly how to do it. You can't say, well, put this in your vortex. Well, I say, what does that even mean? I need a practical method. How to do
Maybe
that.
That's why we get along so well, because I'm an Aries, but I have Pisces tendencies.
Yes.
But I'm more Aries. So it's like, no, just give me instructions.
Just give me instructions.
Tell me 1, 2, 3, step by step, what I need to do, and I will do it.
And that's why I love doing what I do, is because I feel like I can deliver that for the people who need that sort of thing. Because for me, it was too far out there. I needed to have practical. Matter of fact.
And I think that's why it probably finally clicked for me.
Good. That makes me feel good.
I was actually doing
my
it.
Success. Yeah, I actually started watching or listening to on an audiobook by Abraham Hicks, and I had to turn it off because I was completely overwhelmed, and I had to stop, and I had to learn some fundamentals and then do that. But I had to stop because I was like, oh, I'm swimming. But the cool thing was when I was listening to it, this actually happens. This is how the Law of Attraction tells you that you're on track. When I was listening to it, at the end of the Abraham Hicks books, it says when that particular point was recorded at what seminar, and it said, this is recorded on XYZ date on this year, and the day I was listening to it was the same day that it had been recorded, different years, but the same day. And I was like, okay, I get it. I'm on track. So
too practical was hard for you.
Okay, so she's the opposite.
Yeah,
that's okay. It doesn't matter. However it works is how it works. So Pam Grout, she has a book out that she says it's called E Squared, and you basically challenge the universe. So she has different challenges So, for example, you tell the universe that you want to see a butterfly and it has 48 hours to deliver the butterfly. And when I read that book, we were in the middle of winter, so there was no butterflies around. And I was like, there's no way that I'm going to, manifest a butterfly. Well, my friend invited me to a doTERRA party, what do you call it? Class. And I went to his house, and his mother had in the kitchen, his mother had an entire wall covered in butterfly paraphernalia.
You asked for one, and how many did you get?
Yeah, it was, and it's cool when you start working with law of attraction and you pull that off. I think the most joy in life comes from, look at what a badass I am. When you're looking at this wall of butterflies, like, okay, I gave you 24 hours. I gave the law of attraction 48 hours on some money about a couple months ago. I asked for 1,000. I got 3,500 in 24 hours. So, you just got to believe.
Yeah, not too long ago, I asked for, it was like $328. It was the exact amount I needed to pay my bills. And I got a text message from my mom saying that she deposited $500 in my bank account from my grandfather that had passed away the prior July.
Crazy how that works.
So my grandpa put money in my bank account.
Oh, he's so cool. Her grandfather's a very cool guy.
Yeah.
He's not living, but he's a very cool guy.
Also, Jade, if you haven't heard of this one, I did a book review on The Power of the Subconscious Mind by, what the heck's his name? Something Murphy.
Oh, Joseph Murphy.
Yeah.
That book is...
It was one that you told me to read.
Yes.
And I listened to it on audiobook because I don't have time to sit
and read. Was it
and
hard
read.
to listen to on audio? It's kind of high talk.
Not really.
He was a doctor, so...
But I did a book review on that one. And so there is a video on that if you want to listen to the review before.
A must-have. He's got a very good analogy in there that I absolutely love. Are we done? Or can I share it?
Go ahead.
He has an awesome analogy in there. So Joseph Murphy isn't around anymore. He talks about how he knew a guy who said he would just, as a cliche thing to say, he would say, so this man's daughter was sick. She had a kidney failure or something. And her dad would say, I would give my left arm for her to be well. I would give my left arm for her to be well. I give my left. And he said that over and over and over a bunch of times. Every time he was talking to someone, he got into an accident and his arm was out the window and it severed his arm. But then his daughter got better. And so it's an awesome analogy for how powerful you are and how powerful your words are. So really watch your words. Stuff that you're saying is just, it's so powerful. It's so powerful. Watch what you're affirming.
Yeah.
I always get sick when I don't have enough money. All that stuff. You have to be careful. I can't. None of that is true. That's all your creation. So, yeah. Do you have any questions?
Since you're the only one here with us at the moment, Jade, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Or if anybody watching this after the fact has any questions, just leave a comment. And if I don't know the answer, I will ask April and give you her reply.
Sounds good.
Another thing I find really interesting with the law of attraction, when you're actually journaling stuff and acting as if,
you should explain that.
Okay, so acting as if. So basically, I won the lottery. You're acting as if you won the lottery. So you're writing out, this is what I would do. This is what I would buy. This is, who I would help. This would,
a car.
This is what this looks like. Blah, 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 blah. And you just lay it all out there. Well, when you're doing that, you're already living it. And time is an illusion.
Yeah.
So, time doesn't exist. It does in our human form, but it's
just now. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No.
Acting as if.
So yeah, when you act as if, you're already living in it. It doesn't matter that your physical body is not in that space. you are already in that space. So therefore, as long as you just keep acting as if, or just believe that it will be that way, then it'll be that way. And you'll probably manifest exactly what you wrote down, or darn close to it.
That brings up a good point. So something, I've been teaching this for a long time, and one of the holes that I find that everybody finds who's working with this is that if you cannot buy that you have won the lottery, you will never manifest that. So my friend, law of attraction trainer, his name's Andy Dooley. He has this really awesome program called Vibration Activation. And one of the things that he teaches in his program is to have like a jumping point or a bridge. So you can't go from nothing to lottery. You have to go in steps. And if it's a believable step, you can manifest it. So it needs to be, okay, I want to manifest $100. I want to manifest next. Once you do the 100, you go to 300, and then you go to 1,000, and then you go to 3, and eventually you'll cross over where Jen's at right now. There's a tipping point where you cross over, where you understand that you're doing it, and now you're just kind of in the time waiting of the gurgling of the universe bringing it about.
One thing I want to say is, when something happens, always be grateful. Say thank you, even if people think you're crazy.
We don't do that enough.
Because, like when I walked out the door with my brand new sweatshirt for what can I afford in my budget, I'm like,
which is
thank
cute,
you.
By the way.
It's adorable.
Yeah, we don't do that enough. We complain and complain and complain and harp and complain and harp and complain. Yet something good happens and we just move on, and it's another problem and we need another thing, and we don't. I think it's crucial to manifesting that gratitude is important. So I say thank you all the time. I don't do it enough, but something I do as a practice, I get into the shower every day and I start with water. And this has actually helped improve my mood. But I start with water and I say, I'm so happy and grateful to have water, because I have clean water that just comes out of a tap. Some people don't have that. And then I go on to soap. I'm so glad I have this soap. And that kind of attitude of gratitude, you manifest a lot faster, because you're not churning what you don't have. You're churning what you do have. That makes sense.
When that money was deposited in my bank account, the very first thing, I started bawling. And then I said, thank you, Grandpa.
Oh. He was like, absolutely lucky duck.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. My grandpa died and left me in a little bit of inheritance. It was $400.
But it's just one of those things. They're beyond the grave, but that, showing up from them is just, it's like giving a hug.
That's an interesting point that you bring that up. Actually, in my channeling classes, I teach, and this is something that people should do, and it's kind of off topic, but it's really important that anything that you want in your life, that you ask out loud. So you say, hey, I need help with money, to the ether, to God, Jesus, deceased loved ones, spirit guides. It doesn't matter. Lay it all out there. Everyone you can think of, angels, and just say, if anybody's out there listening can help, can you please help me with this problem? Because the people that are out there available to help can, but they can't until you ask. So they stand by. And I work with spirit guides a lot and do a lot of talking to spirit guides. And that's one of the things that they've expressed is a lot of frustration, because they're standing there like, just ask me.
We can help you. Just say something.
You just got to ask. So I do it all the time. Nobody hears me do it, but I do it out loud. And I'm like, anyone who's listening, God, mother, my mother's past, grandparents, spirit guide, angels, I need this. Can anybody help? And that happens fast. Because they can help. So,
well, that was a lot more advanced than I thought we'd get into tonight, but that's what happens when you get us on a roll.
Happens.
So Jade said
she needed to hear.
Yep. Yes, thank you is a huge part of my life. I start every day thanking my body for all its parts and the universe for all the beautiful surroundings.
Yeah, people don't even think about how much they have it, that their legs work and that their eyeballs work and that their ears work.
Look outside.
Your mouth works.
It was pouring down rain today, okay? Pouring down rain. And other people are like, oh, it's so gross. And I was like, it's raining.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's water.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. It's all in the attitude. When you hear
But
people
then
say that,
I was also prepared. I knew to expect the rain, so I
Yeah.
came with a waterproof jacket to wear, so I wouldn't get in that grumpy mood for being all wet.
you have a different attitude than most people, though, to be fair.
That's true.
Yeah, we're a lot more positive than a lot of people. She's more positive than me, if that means anything.
I have not always been.
Okay, well, you're doing good.
So,
a lot better than me.
Yeah.
sometimes.
And some days, there's days that I don't.
Do you have a question? Oh, she says she loves you. Grandma did that.
Yeah, I think the comments are lagging behind where
Yeah.
we're at. So,
Okay, well, Jade, if you have a question, let Jen know because we can help. And you should be living the life of your dreams. And if you're not, then there's a problem and needs to be fixed. I am. You're on your way
Creating
there.
it.
I'm still creating what I want because I'm still not sure. I'm kind of like like the card said last night. I'm kind of sitting because I'm trying to figure it out.
Now, don't be afraid to do something in between that gets you by until your actual dream manifests. For example, I'm working 2 part-time jobs. I'm creating YouTube videos. I'm doing everything I possibly can to reach the people that I need to reach while still taking care of home, taking care of my 3D reality that I have to live in. You can't just live in 5D all the time and expect everything.
I try to. I've done that before.
But you can't
It's not
expect
very
everything to take care of itself.
Yeah.
You have to actually put in the work too. So sometimes you have to, work in the rut until the dream's created.
I think it's really a good thing when people are having money issues to work, and if it takes 2 jobs or whatever, to take the stress off, because manifesting happens easier when you're not stressed out. If you can take care of your money, it brings more money in. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It sounds goofy, but the universe responds to whatever your primary vibration is. So if you're worrying, then the money doesn't come. But if you're taking care of and you're paying stuff and you're like, okay, I'm focusing on my coaching, whatever, then the money comes in. It always works like
and that's kind of where I'm at. I've got the jobs that are paying the bills. That's done and taken care of. I don't have to worry about it. That stress is not there. So while I'm working, I'm thinking about the things that I'm wanting to create. And then so I take notes and everything.
Life is a journey.
That is awesome, Jade. So you're doing way better than the last time we had a conversation. Jade is one of my Reiki clients.
Cool.
So I met her through another friend.
I can't see that small, Jade, so I don't know what you said.
I find the joy in the contrast, knowing what I don't want, so then I know what I do want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We say, around here a lot, we say celebrate the contrast. So anytime someone does something that's you're not happy about, I always say celebrate the contrast, because you can't tell what someone's doing good until you have someone who does something not so good.
You
Everything
have to have the balance. You have to.
Yeah.
Because if everything was one way, then what do you have? You really have nothing.
Yeah.
So you have to have the bad with the good so you can recognize how good the good is.
That's so cliche, but it's so true. I hate to say that. It is so true. That's such a dumb concept, but it's so true.
It really is.
You don't know. I mean, there's some times where I get sick and I'm like, holy crap, I didn't realize how absolutely healthy I was until I didn't feel good, and you just totally take that for granted. And it's not a good thing. So gratitude is important. For sure.
Anyway, we are going to end this video for tonight. If you happen to be in the market for a tarot reading, we're going to head over to my other channel and do some live readings. So yeah, maybe we'll see you there. Thank you for joining us for my very first live stream, and look forward to doing more. So see you later. Bye.
Bye. We should do a Facebook Live one. That would be